Ladies, what pickup lines actually work? Unfiltered Confessions, voiced by William Bennett.
A cute guy asked me,
could you help me pick out a nice pomegranate?
We've been together for over 2 years now. I can't remember anything specific, but if your corny pickup line makes me laugh, you've got my attention.
Go with me here. Do you like water?
Sure.
So it must like at least 70% of my body, huh?
That would so work on me. I'm giggling like a fool as we speak. To get his arms around me for the first time, my boyfriend tried this one.
If you were a pirate, would you put your parrot on this shoulder?
Puts his hands on the shoulder closest to him.
Or on this shoulder?
Places his arm around me to rest his hand on my opposite shoulder. Needless to say, I giggled lots and his arm stayed there. Not a line per se, but my friend was once on a bus and a stranger sitting next to her silently folded and gifted her an origami rose. Best pickup ever. I didn't realize it was a pickup line until he was halfway through it, so it kinda worked.
Him. Stephanie?
Me. No.
Him. Oh wow, that's so weird. I have this friend Stephanie who's a model.
Me. Well, thank you, but I'm not Stephanie. It was cute and complimentary without being overly corny or aggressive invasive.
Nice legs. What time do they open?
We had a good deal of sexual tension and this made me crack up and then jump his bones. Back when I smoked, I was outside a bar and a cute guy held up a lighter and told me,
pretty girls should never light their own cigarette.
We dated for a few months, but he turned out to be crazy. Him, talking about our mutual gay friend.
He kept coming on to me. I didn't want to be rude, but it made me feel so awkward.
Me, damn, yeah, I bet. What did he do? Him.
He was being really flirty, and he kept touching my neck and rubbing my shoulders like this.
Starts demonstrating on me. Me, holy shit, was he drunk? Him.
He must have been, cause then he did this.
Leans in and kisses me. That shit was smooth.
Oh my god, can he be my sensei?
I was standing on Broadway in Nashville and this group of guys passed and I locked eyes with one of them. I turned to my girlfriend and told them I would be back. I went after them, got in front of him and said, "You just, I fucked the shit out of me." He responded with,
"You, I fucked the shit out of me."
And then they bought me and my friends drinks and we made out up against the building for a while. He was getting on a plane to head back to Australia the next morning, so obviously that didn't work out. I met a guy, maybe twice before he hit on me.
So I found this star that looks just like you. I jack off to her all the time. Can we make this happen?
Dancing in a club and a guy slid right in front of me, introduced himself and whispered in my ear,
"I really have a thing for chocolate girls like you."
We were making out within 30 seconds and hooked up that night. I still don't know how that cheesy ass line worked. LOL.
Hey, you have a beautiful smile. I'd love to see it again.
And he did. A guy asked my name and introduced himself. I said, "Nice to meet you," then turned away because I was talking to a friend. He then tapped me on the shoulder and said,
I'm sorry to interrupt you again. I just couldn't help but tell you that I think you're beautiful.
It wasn't aggressive or cheesy, just nice and simple.
Guy, hey, want some good sex tonight?
Girl, no. Guy,
you came to the right place then. And they say romance is dead.
My first kiss was with my best friend at the time in middle school. He bet me a quarter that he could kiss me without touching my lips. I thought he was going to kiss my cheek or head or something and say I owed him a quarter. But he really kissed me, pulled a quarter out of his pocket, pressed it in my hand and said, "Worth it."
That's pretty smooth for middle school. I'm 42 and impressed.
No magic line has ever made me want to sleep or date someone. However, if a hot guy said, "Did it hurt when you fell from heaven?" I'd probably go home with him. If an unattractive dude said that, I would decline.
Hello, my name is blank. What's yours?
Seriously, speaking to me like a human being and not using pickup lines is the only thing that's ever gotten me interested. A pickup line signals to me that he's probably after sex and probably says the same thing to plenty of other girls. So, nope.
Well, is there something wrong with being upfront about wanting sex while trying to say it in a witty manner? I'm genuinely curious.
It really takes the fun out of it when you know he's trying the same line on every woman in the bar. It's not very sexy to be approached by someone who seems to have come with the intent of finding somebody. Anybody who will go home with him due to his pre-planned witty comment he thought of and is reusing. I mean, maybe if he finds a woman who is at the bar who's thinking, F it, I just need to find someone to have sex with tonight and don't really care who it is, then it will work. I personally would prefer to meet someone who actually has some kind of chemistry with me and interact with me as I'm an individual and not as if I'm one of many possible places he might stick his dick that night.
Hi, my name is John, if anyone is looking to make a mistake tonight.
I wasn't, but damn, I thought that was funny. Sitting in a cafe doing homework, I hear a guy go,
I'm not trying to be weird, I'm just trying to figure out what kind of math you're doing because I think you're doing it wrong.
He was right and helped me out, asked me out on a date afterwards, and we've been together 7 years, married almost more than half of that.
The only time in the history that nerdy well actually has worked. You have a bit of cute on your face.
Apparently this was used by my boyfriend and one of his friends to his current girlfriend. Both guys got the line from a single friend who is still single.
Here's some cash for Uber, this was an amazing night. Sorry, I always run ahead for a couple of hours.
This was smooth as fuck. I was working at a sushi restaurant in a small Texas town. I was serving a group of 3, a couple and their friend. So at the end of the meal, the lonely guy, one may call him a neckbeard or one of those nice guy types, asks if I will open fortune cookies with them. In my head, I'm thinking, I hope this gets me a decent tip. I opened my cookie and was some generic fortune. I asked him what his says. He replies without missing a beat.
Mine says the cute waitress will give me her number.
I giggled and politely declined, saying I have a boyfriend. It was one of the smoothest pickup lines I've ever seen used, but also from the least likely of people.
Hey miss, have a seat. Let me wipe it down for you.
Then he takes a napkin and wipes his face with it. Later that day, I did exactly that. A guy saw me scrolling through Tinder, walked up and said,
Hey, wanna hear some real Tinder advice?
I go, sure. He said,
delete your profile and give me your number.
We actually went for a few dates after that. I've got bright blue eyes, and when I wear something blue, they really pop. One day I was wearing this light blue shirt and a guy came up to me and said,
Wow, your eyes are gorgeous. I just painted the walls in my bedroom the exact same shade. You have to see how they look against my bedroom walls.
One of those rare moments where a guy's pickup line worked. And by the way, he actually painted his walls blue.
Your face looks so familiar. I swear we've met before.
Lies like that are instant icebreakers, even when you've never seen the person in your life. It gets them thinking, flipping through their mental photo album, trying to place you. And before you know it, you're both deep in a conversation, swapping stories, making connections.
I used that line all the time back in college. Actually, I just started school again this month and figured I'd try it on a girl I saw around campus. Turns out we had gone to the same high school, just never talked. She graduated a year before me. We ended up having a great conversation. Honestly, I think I'm gonna keep using that line. It really is one of the easiest ways to start something real. A few years back, my buddies and I were road tripping through California. We pulled into San Diego and hit our hotel first thing. As soon as I got out of the car, I ran straight into a group of girls celebrating a bachelorette party. They were playing Truth or Dare, already a little tipsy. One of the bridesmaids walked right up to me and asked,
Hey, do you happen to have a condom?
I smiled and said, Sure, but I haven't even bought you a drink yet. Her eyes went wide. She blushed, laughed, and ran back to her friends shouting,
Oh my god, did you hear what he just said?
While pointing at me. Later that night, there was a rooftop party at the hotel. Turns out the girls were staying there too, and a few of them showed up. I saw the same girl walked over with a grin and said, So, how about that drink? And let's just say the rest of the night doesn't need to be in public record. I actually used this line on a girl I've now been with over 2.5 years. So yes, safe to say it worked. I texted her out of the blue and said, Did you know it's been scientifically proven that the girl reading this message is the most beautiful one on earth? She replied,
Oh really? Got any proof?
So I sent her a pie chart, one big blue circle, and underneath I wrote, 100% ridiculously gorgeous. She sent back a little emoji and said it was cute enough to keep talking to me. That was all it took. Sometimes corny works if you commit to it. Make sure to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on more super interesting discussions. In the meantime, you can check out our other videos.